Hello everybody. Thank you ever so much for clicking on this video. If you've never watched a video by me before, it's lovely to have you with me today on Ponderingtales. Let's just get stuck in without any further ado, which is an oft repeated phrase in these sorts of videos. So this is Train Sim World 5. And today we're just going to have a little chilled out, down the line adventure. Three trains. So which one are we going to go for? Every time I load this, because I've tested this out a few times for recording purposes, it's given me actual options in terms of how long each one takes. I can't remember which one is which. Let's just see what happens. Let's go on a little adventure, and so where is that going? Where is it going? Oh blimey! Should we just do this one? Oh, sorry, I'm faffing here. Oh, stress. Let's just do this one. Sorry, let's, would you mind if I, took this? Okay. 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 Now, I've not really given you much of an intro at all to this game, but what I will tell you is it gives you a lot of really handy instructions. It holds you pretty tightly by the hand in a few instances, a few cases. Open the doors. Slight delay there. Yeah, so now that we've got an opportunity for me to go into what this is Train Sim World 5, and I think all I'll be doing in this video, apart from trying miserably to drive a train, is to simply sing its praises. I think it's a really, really good train sim, and just to put it out there, for the avoidance of doubt, I'm a complete train philistine, and so if you think that this is going to be an annoying video because you're a train person and you know about trains, I'm incredibly envious of you. I am merely a simple chap who just likes these sorts of simulator games. And we're going to wait for a couple of minutes until all our passengers are on before we proceed. So this is London Paddington, and one of the things I like about this game, of the many things, is just the level, the attention to detail that there is, with the detail in not only the trains, but the stations as well. There's a lovely sort of camera mode that I'm in now, where you can just fly about within the general vicinity of the train you're supposed to be driving. And I just think it's absolutely marvellous, the level of detail I've gone into. There's a free roam mode, where you can just simply walk about the stations, and I think this means probably more for British people who live in the UK, for whom train travel is a pretty regular thing. I think in my old age I just get quite sort of nostalgic about things like train travel, the things that kind of remind you of other things. which is a really odd way of putting it. Anyway, I'm just conscious that I'm trying to multitask and I'm just looking at the time. I think they give you a little bit of guidance. I'm doing just a sort of a scenario, and I think they do offer some guidance in terms of getting the train to move. They don't... Okay. So then we shut the doors, presumably. Yep. Which you can do with the right button on the D-pad. You can just go out and manually do it, but time. So we got to press the guard buzzer button twice. And I think we're clear to go. So apply the throttle / brake to notch 3 for smooth departure. And that's just, I love that movement that you get there. You can do this with the shoulder buttons as well. And off we go. Now, one thing, I've given this a couple of test goes before I went into recording. And what you can't see is obviously the DualShock controller. I'm playing on a PS5 at the moment. And on the... sorry, not DualShock. Showing my age. The DualSense controller. The DualSense controller shows the light of the next signal that you're about to pass. So we happen to be on green at the moment, which is great. So we can proceed. At the top right of the screen where it says distance, it shows our little train on the left, and it's just gone past a green signal. The speedometer on the bottom right shows that we're currently under the speed limit. The red dot shows where the speed limit is and where we could aim to go. Obviously we're heading for Ealing Broadway for 9:55 AM. I think there's a general rule when you're leaving stations and when you're entering, you go at a relatively slow speed. Okay, so we've got another green one here. Because I have to say that a few times I've done this and I've tested it and I've immediately failed because of a signal that I went past and I should have stopped. When we get a bit more speed going up, I'll ramble a little bit more about what this game is and what it does. I think we can risk a little more speed, which I'm going to do with R2. Okay. And off we go. So our next station stop is in a few minutes. We'll be stopping at Ealing Broadway. And yeah, I've tried to get the sound balance as sort of appropriate as I can, because it can get a bit loud when you go to the free cam. When you move outside the train, the sound just shoots up, which is not... It's a bit of a jarring experience. So I've tried to sort of lower the volume as much as I can in game, which is a real shame because when you play it in surround sound, it's truly a marvellous experience because you've just got all the really cool sounds going on all around you. Okay, let's get a bit faster, shall we? So we're on throttle 5. Okay, so 4 miles to go. Yeah. And we're approaching a signal that's currently showing as yellow or amber, so I guess we probably ought to lessen the speed a little bit. This is a guy that's... I've played this for a few hours now, but I'm still a bit of a rookie in terms of the politics of the rail. The tutorial section is really thorough. It's really in depth. You really get to know the ins and outs of controlling various different trains. And I'm just going to pop out for a moment just to show you what it looks like outside. So here we are. That's what we're currently driving. That's me. It looks just like me. And yeah, I just think that as a love letter to trains and train details and things, as I say again, especially as someone who lives in the UK, and I've been on many a train, I've seen many a train. Just the level of detail on everything is just truly astonishing. Oh, actually, we can go a bit faster. Sorry, got a bit distracted. So we're going to ramp up the throttle. Let's go wild. Let's go full throttle 7. So yeah, so Ealing Broadway. And we're at full throttle at the moment. And it's a lovely sunny day. And I think we're making pretty good time. I was trying this out the other day, and one of the difficulties I find is when you sort of unexpectedly stop. I think there was a red light or something, so I stopped. It's actually quite challenging to get the train moving again pretty quickly, and I think I was stopped for a couple of minutes, literally just trying to get it to move again. So I'm a massive train noob, and certainly, obviously in terms of driving one, but also in terms of knowing about them. So obviously these people are not getting on this train. We are heading straight for Ealing Broadway, and yeah. So again, like back to the attention to detail. I don't know this area of the UK really at all well, but I imagine it's not dissimilar to how they've represented it here. And it's just... I'm kind of quite surprised how into it I've got with this game, considering, as I say, I'm not really a train person. I appreciate trains. I think they're incredibly useful. They're such an important thing historically. Oh my goodness, we're going way too fast and we ought to be slowing down. Well, let's just carry on. I think it's a bit late now to be doing that. That's slightly embarrassing. Let's just carry on. Let's carry on. Pretend that didn't happen. I was getting too invested in telling you, gushing about this game, because I mean, just even look at that. Just look at the detail of all those illuminated dots that make up the numbers and Slough. You can lose so much time in this, so many hours, because it's also it's all real time. So you can literally do entire real life train journeys in the real time. And considering that, some train journeys take hours and hours and hours, you can do that in this game. you can just sit, chill out, not too much, because obviously we did just miss that station. And yeah, I'm surprised it didn't actually stop me completely in my tracks, no pun intended, and just say you need to do that again. So let's concentrate. Let's just concentrate for this bit. I mean, we are way ahead of schedule because obviously we've skipped an entire station. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, when you're approaching stations, you kind of, I think you need to be under 15 miles an hour. Gosh, that's a lot of people. Need to be under 15 miles an hour, generally. So I'm gradually slowing us down, because in my experience, if you slow down too early, you kind of grind to a halt before you've actually got to the platform. It's so sensitive, presumably quite realistic in that respect. Okay, so we really ought to be slowing down now. So let's stick the brake on, just so that we're approaching it at a stately pace, shall we say. As I say, the punters on the platform, they won't know what's hit them. They'll just be delighted that we are here so early. And they'll be wanting to get a seat because, well, you know, it's a popular train. Oh. Probably don't want to do that in real life if you drive a train. There probably ought to be some sort of safeguard for that. Okay, so let's be sensible. Let's be sensible. I can see where we need to go. It does give you a rather helpful indicator of where ideally you should be placing the nose of the train. I apologise, it's probably not the technical terminology, but actually we might just be nailing this. Ooh, we're still a little bit over the speed limit though. We should really be under 15 miles an hour. But if you see what I mean, it slows down so quickly. And yeah, but now it's just, even if I accelerate, it's no good. Okay, unlock the doors. And the hordes of people run off. Except they're not, because nobody's on this train. Probably because I didn't pick anybody up at that station. Regardless, we will wait for the new passengers to arrive, and arrive they will. In their droves. That chap has got a rather snazzy suitcase. Oh. He's... Are you all waiting to get on this train, or are you waiting for... Are you waiting for the next one, maybe? Are you waiting for this one? Because you can go to Slough. That's where we're headed. I think we've parked that pretty well. It's got a generous length of platform, to be fair. Okay, so the passengers are apparently all loaded, although I can't see many of them on here. Regardless, we must wait until 10... Oh, here we go. 10:02 before we can depart. Okay, we have at least one person on the train. Okay, we've got a couple more. They just want to be close to the action, don't they? Now, in the real world, in the real world, I'm sure we've all done this when you've been a bit late, you rush to the platform, you can see the train, and it says 10:02 departure, yet the doors seem to be shut at about 10:01, and they won't open again. Or the train leaves basically just before 10:02. Highly frustrating moment. We're not going to do that. We're going to play it very, very carefully and fairly, because if somebody happens to be running down these stairs, they should be able to just get on the train as well, because technically it leaves at 10:02, and that's when we're going to leave. But I will probably start to make preparations. I'll probably shut the doors in a second. There we go. Okay, and just all the sounds are just, they're just so realistic. I mean, and real, obviously they're real sounds of the real trains. So now we need to go to Hazen Hollington, and we're going to start very gently accelerating out of the station. We don't want to shock these people here. I mean, we want to move a bit faster than that. It's not too far to go. And look at all these buttons. There are so many things that you just don't really ever need to do, but if you know your trains, I imagine it's incredibly satisfying to know that you can use your brake sanding, and you can, well, the headlights are really important, to be fair, whenever you start one of these trains. Oh, come on, we need to go a bit faster than this. Whenever you start your trains, you need to do your headlights. But again, I sincerely apologise for those people who actually know what they're talking about with trains. I'm just playing this for a bit of chilled out fun, and I'm doing so in the hopes that some other people might enjoy this sort of thing as well, in a very calm and chilled out sort of way. Oh, we need to properly step on it though, don't we? We are at full throttle. Ah, no? Yeah. Okay. Some of these trains are harder to drive than others. This is, I think, probably, this isn't too bad. We'll eventually get onto Steam, and that's an entirely different thing, because they've got so many more complicated controls going on. But that's just it. Just the level of detail, as I say, is just absolutely incredible. Okay. Probably ought to slow down a little bit. I mean, it says I'm driving under the speed limit, but I just think we ought to be sensible. We're going to be a little bit late, sadly. I was a little slow on the uptake when we left the station, but I didn't want to shock those poor people who were waiting diligently for their next train that wasn't ours, but we won't be offended by that. Hey, neighbour. Okay, approaching a little bit hot now. Oh, crikey, we're a little bit late as well. Apologies, everybody. We'll make this quick, but not that quick. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No. Oh, I've done it again. I've done it again. I've done it again. Apologies. Let's continue. Why? That's so annoying. That is so annoying. I was... Yeah. What's done is done. It's in the past. I'm probably going to get fired. But these people, they need to get to West Drayton. Or somebody does. At least somebody on this train will need to get to West Drayton. They don't seem to be too fussed that I missed a stop. Another really cool thing with Train Sim World 5, and I haven't actually done this yet, I need to try it out at some point, is that there is a conductor mode where you simply just go through the carriage or the car. I'm afraid I can't remember the terminology, and you just do people's tickets, check that they've got the right stuff, do the doors, that sort of thing. Probably not best to do it when you're actually driving the train. And I think it's only on certain routes that you can do it. But as I say, people that know these sorts of trains will instantly recognise the design. It'll be very familiar to lots of people. Anyway. Oh, I do actually have a co-pilot who seems to have actually taken over the driving. Do you mind if I just... hang on a minute. Come on, we're not going to do this again. Come on, come on, come on. We've got this, we've got this. We can't deny people the West Drayton. That's more like it. That's more like it. Just a gentle approach. A gentle approach. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Not too slow, not too slow. I'd say I'm not looking forward to the report at the end of all this. There will be endless complaints. But how's this? How's this for parking? Look at that. Look at that. That is absolutely nearly perfect. Look at that. That's incredible. Okay, so we're currently in West Drayton. And we shall load the next set of passengers. And hopefully those people that unfortunately missed their platform will find some way of recovering from that terrible ordeal. This is nice. And that's quite realistic as well. Although we don't see many bins on stations these days. Well, that's nice. Much appreciated in the winter, I imagine. Okay. You getting on? You getting on? You, oh, it's your twin. So at the moment we are in emergency brake setting, which isn't really what we should be in, but I was just trying to brake as well as I could. Okay, let's do the doors. Sometimes it tells you off for doing the doors too soon, but it won't. It is now 10 past 10. Let's go. Okay, for a moment I thought it wasn't going to go. It may be because I went straight to throttle 2 rather than graduate from 1, but, well. Okay, I think we can go a bit faster. See, this is this sort of strange thing. The speed limit is all the way up, what, 90? But we wouldn't be able to possibly do 90 out of this station. But immediately it's saying you could do 90 if you want, if you fancied it. But sometimes when you leave the station, the speed limit's like, no, 50, and don't go any faster than that. But we have got quite a tight schedule, so we ought to maybe make a move. We're going to either now, or is it either? I'm afraid I don't know this part of the world. Bit of air, quite a hot day. On some of these trains there's a window that you can open and close, but not the case in this. As I was saying earlier, there are just so many things that you can do. Oop, not that. You can do the seat. That's quite cool. You can do the horn. No, you can't. You can do the horn. And you get rewards for using the horn. Maybe concentrate on the fact that we've got just over half a mile, and we probably ought to start to slow down. I'm getting distracted by my own ramblings. Can we do another great parking job? Coming a little bit hot. Okay, not emergency brake. Oh, please let me off that. Oh. It's a good job you can't see my face in these recordings. Phew. What's the damage? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm afraid my parking has been a bit hit and miss in this video. I do apologise. It seems to... The feeling of it seems to change every time. Gosh, but there's really not much time for a turnaround, is there? Not much time at all. We need to be going. But we haven't loaded the power. Forgive me, my flaps. I don't understand how we are now late. Okay, now we can lock the doors. Okay. No time to lose. Go, 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 go. Go. We need to get to Langley. Okay, let's just go wild. Let's just do... What happens if we just do throttle 7 from the get-go? That happens. Okay. Maybe we should have just done that from the start. We might not have been so late then. Where's the co-pilot gone then? I mean, no one seems to be checking the tickets around here. Even things like that, just everybody who has been in one of these trains knows how noisy these are when it's open and you go through a tunnel. Everybody has stood in one of these when it's been too crowded. Sorry, I shouldn't go into train politics, should I? Let's get back to driving this. Okay, even though we're at throttle 7, we're not massively accelerating very much. And I imagine that there's a good, well-informed train logic behind that. It is a really lovely day today. I mean, just think how vast the game world is that the developers made. Very vast. Okay. Right, let's do a better job of actually getting us... Yeah, last time we were too fast, weren't we? And we're still too fast. Although, actually... Oh. Okay, I can't do much about that. Okay, if you're towards the front of the train, you're just gonna have to... You're just gonna have to go back. That does sometimes happen. Just don't try exiting here. Luckily, I don't think anybody... Oh. Yeah, that's not my finest job, but to be fair to me... No, I don't have an excuse. I feel that the highlighted... The illuminated bit that was indicating where I should park was sort of suggesting I should go to that end of the platform, so I don't feel completely at fault. And we're running late again. But this is all fine. This is all completely fine. Hopefully we'll make the time up. Have I just been waiting for myself? Sorry everybody, I didn't mean for this to be quite so chaotic. But hopefully in a sort of eccentric and chilled out kind of way. I think this is our last stop now, and we're there in 2 miles. Let's get some climate control going on. Not heat, no, let's get cool. We could sit in this seat. No, we couldn't. You could close the blinds if you wanted to have a bit of a nap, though I probably wouldn't recommend doing that when you're driving the train. We're going to be a little bit late. How many passengers have we got? I mean, we're not inundated with the general public. People seem to be favouring this end, away from the crazy driver. Okay. Actually, we might just make it. We might just make it on time. Will I be redeemed? Will it all have been worth it in the end? Okay, we're going way too fast, way too fast, way too fast. Okay. It's quite an unusual experience because outside there seems to be a helicopter as well in the real world. Oh, this is quite clever, isn't it? We are way over the speed limit, way over. Don't fail me at this last moment. Please. That is nearly sort of perfect. Wow. I think we've done it. Oh. Housekeeping. Yep. Nope, that's got to be off. And then turn that off. I think you're being very generous because I did screw up 2 of those stations. But, you know, I'll take that. And, there we are. Oh, let's, Yeah, I was under the speed limit quite a lot. Yeah, that's not too bad. Cool. Well, thanks ever so much for joining me for that. Hopefully I'll get some more Train Sim World 5 vids out. I really enjoy playing it. It's kind of, it's relaxing, but also it has its stressful moments, but it's just sort of the game that you just sometimes feel like just playing. You just want to be in that position of just being, I'm in control. I've got a job to do. I'm going to travel and deliver passengers, and there are so many really cool things to do in this game. So I'm looking forward to doing a bit more of this on the channel. But for now, thanks ever so much for watching, and yeah, take care, and I'll see you again soon.